Oh my gosh, you guys, I am a hot stinking mess. I'm not even gonna justify it. So I decided that I'm going to, instead of doing an end of the month wrap up on the books that I have been reading, I'm just gonna kind of wrap up each one as I get done with it, so it's fresh in my mind, and so that I can give you the most accurate thoughts that I have. So I finished The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, and if you saw my story on YouTube, then you most likely saw that I cried. This book made me cry so much. I mean, so much I cried in this book. Partially because it's heart-wrenching. The amount of things that this family, this mom goes through, it's absolutely heart-wrenching. And the way Kristen Hanna writes about those things is, you feel like you're in it with this family. The other thing about this book is I grew up hearing my grandpa tell me stories about the Great Depression and tell me stories about picking cotton and his experiences. And this book just hit something in me. I was so emotional through the whole book. I was so emotional through the whole book. And as a mom, I really resonated with this main character who is Elsa. Yeah. I really resonated with her desperation to give her kids a better life, to keep them healthy and safe. It just got me. This was a 5-star book for me. It was absolutely phenomenal. I just couldn't imagine a story like this being told any other way. I was bawling by the end of the book. Well done. Well done. So if you've been on the fence about reading this or you haven't heard of it, pick it up. It is phenomenal. It's really good. I loved it a lot. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the other book I finished, which actually I finished today. Sorry, you guys. This is phenomenal what's happening here. Which was Twisted Lies by Ana Huang. I am not going to lie. I rated this 2 stars, which is one of the lowest ratings I've ever given a book. That is not to say that the book was bad or there was anything wrong with it. It just was not my kind of book. In fact, I'm more curious about and ready to jump into Bridget and Reese's story. So it would be the second book in this Twisted series or whatever, Twisted Games, I think it is. Anyway, I thought that Alex was a completely unbelievable character. He is supposed to be super young, this genius level guy who is also like this criminal mastermind. I don't know. I mean, books don't have to be totally believable, but at the same time, there were just some things that pulled me out of the storyline. I thought Ava was okay, but the amount of trauma that she goes through and the amount of like repeated trauma also seemed kind of unbelievable. I also felt like the book was maybe just a little too long, and we spent a lot of time in, like, it jumped ahead quite a few times. I don't know. Not a bad book. Just not a book for me. Oh, hello. First of all, new hair. Who dis? I cut all my hair off. It's an A-line. You can't really see it right now because I have it pulled back, but chopped all my hair off yesterday. It was really rad. Now, the reason that we're here, I just finished Golden Son. Okay, this book was a wild ride. I really liked it. I rated it 4 stars. Some things that I love. I love that we jumped forward a little bit in time. So Darrow's not quite so young. He's like 20 now. I love the tension between some of the characters that we still have. I loved that they brought back some of the previous characters, and reunited them in this one. Pierce Brown is an amazing writer. I think he does such a good job writing thought-provoking storylines. You fall in love with the characters. You want to see them do well, and this was no exception to that. Yeah, 4 stars for Golden Son. The only reason it didn't make... Oh, I was sitting on a tack. Okay. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 stars was because I just felt like I got a little lost in the timeline. I wasn't clear when we were, like, I just wasn't clear where we were in the timeline of things. The only way I was able to track it was when they talked about birth year, or like not birth year, their age. So in the beginning of the book, they talk about Darrow being in his 20s, or being 20, not in his 20s. He's just 20. And then later on at the end of the book, it talks about him being 21. So at this point, this is 4 or 5 years after Red Rising. And I just kind of got lost in that time frame a little bit. So excellent book. I am even more excited to move on to Morningstar than I was before. So 5 stars for Golden Son. Wrong. 4 stars for Golden Son. You guys, first of all, sorry if you can hear any like TV noises. My kiddos are watching TV, but I just finished Eragon. Oh my gosh. So this was a book club read over at Lindsay from She's Booked and Busy. She has a book club called the Homey and Homely Book Club, and I'm thinking I'm fitting in right in. I'm fitting right in with that book club. But this was the March book club pick, and I had already put it on my March TBR, so I was like, I'm jumping in on that. It's shameful how long it took for me to read this book, to be fully honest, because I have had it on my TBR for a really long time. And so this is actually on my 24 for 24 as well. So I get to check this one off. Okay, thoughts. I am in awe at Christopher Paolini's writing at such a young age. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I had heard that he wrote this when he was like a teenager. That's unbelievable. This was a high 4-star book for me. Actually, I'm gonna take that back, because I haven't actually technically rated it yet. I'm rating it right now as I talk to you. And I think I'm gonna go with a 5-star for this. The world building was so good. The characters were engaging. There were a few things that frustrated me about Eragon, because he's like 15, and I've already raised a 15-year-old, 2 of them, and so I know how frustrating 15-year-olds can be. But the things that drove me crazy are just typical teenage stuff. Like, he's young, he's gonna make mistakes, he's got to learn, and all of this is brand new to him. So even the things that kind of drove me a little crazy, there's a purpose for it in the storyline in the book. Loved Saphira. I thought that Eragon and Saphira's relationship was just like the cutest thing. She's so protective of him. He loves her so much, and it's just very cute. So yeah, I beginning to end, was totally engaged in this. It's super fast to read, by the way. I finished it about 2 weeks early because it's just so easy to read.
What's for dinner?
The soup.
What?
The soup.
Are you making a video?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks. Shut my door. Anyway, it's just so easy to read. So I just really appreciate that about this, that it's super consumable. I know for sure I'll be continuing on in this series. I'm not sure when, because I have so many books I want to read, you guys. I have so many books. But all that to say, 5 stars for Eragon. So good. I loved it so much. I would totally recommend it for anybody who hasn't read Christopher Paolini or read Eragon. I thought that maybe I was the only one. Maybe I'm not. But if you want a book series that is like wholesome dragon, really cool magic system, really cool world building, really cool, just everything is engaging and it's super easy to read on top of that, Eragon. Do it. Hello. So we have a couple of things that we're going to do today. One is I'm going to talk about the book I just finished. And the second one is we're going to unbox my Authentic Books box. I've only just cut the tape, so we can do that together. Okay. Breakaway by Craig Allenson. This is Expeditionary Force number 12. I've just finished it like 3 minutes before hitting this, so it's all very fresh. There's only so much I can talk about when it comes to this book because it is number 12 in a series, which means that if I give too much away or if I talk too much about it, I'll be giving some things away, and I don't really want to do that. So what I will say, excellent continuation. I actually found this one to be more enjoyable than maybe the previous one, book 11, but just a phenomenal book series. I really love it. We're following a kind of fumbling young military. I'm not going to tell you his rank in this book because that would be a spoiler, but he starts out in the first book as a private, I believe, in the army. And so we're following this guy who kind of just gets like drawn into this space fighting world and then has this hilarious, snarky AI character attach himself to him. My bearded dragon's making noises. So in book 1, this is kind of the base for book 1, and then we move forward into saving the world and space shenanigans and alien fighting and all that. Phenomenal book series. It is so good. This whole series has been 4 stars for me. I think I rated book 1 3 stars just because it was slower in the world building. But after you set that base, moves super fast all the way through. So book 1 was 3 stars. The rest has been 4, which I'm going to say it's a 4-star series so far. And yeah, just a great, fast-paced, action-packed sci-fi book series. I really liked it. Now, on to the Authentic Books box unboxing. I've been getting Authentic book boxes for about 5 months now, I think, and I've loved every single one. I have no idea what book is in here. I have no idea what mix of things that they've put in here, but I will say what I like about this box, as opposed to some of the other boxes that I've tried or I've gotten, is this box is meant to have items curated specifically for the book that is in here that highlight your other senses. So there's something with your sense of taste, sense of touch, sense of smell. I think there's even like a playlist, access to like a pre-made playlist for your hearing, your sense of hearing. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what it is. Oh, is it really the Fake Mate? I am so excited about this. I've not bought this book yet because, well, I don't know why, but if this is the Fake Mate, I'm going to be so happy. It says what's in your box. I'm not going to look at the spoilers. We'll just go in. I love their tassel bookmarks that they give every month. And this one has wolf paws. That's cool. And then usually a quote or something on the back. Very cool. Okay, the first thing, oh my gosh, is this? I don't know what this is. Yeah. Okay. But it's in kind of a bubbly wrapped envelope. Oh. My beardy is... Oh my gosh. I Want You Alpha odor eliminating linen spray. Created for the Fake Mate. Is it fake? Yeah. Citrus, saffron, and sandalwood. I know, sorry, I'm holding it weird, but ooh, I'm excited to. Oh, that's really nice. Ooh, that's so nice. That is really nice. Excellent. Oh, this is a little woodsy notebook. I've not looked in it. Cute. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, next is It's About to Get Literary. Okay, so this is, it doesn't say. Typically, it's a candle curated for the book. Intoxicated Heat. Wow. Honeysuckle and sweet pine. Wow. That's interesting. This is one of my favorite boxes ever. I love it so much. What else is in here? Let's try. Let's grab this one. Ooh. Oh, this is rad. Okay, so this is a rose simple syrup for drinks. That is really cool. Organic cane sugar, filtered water, organic lime juice, and organic rose petals. Handcrafted and bottled in Newcastle, Maine. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, is this tea? No. This is, ooh, a lavender foot bath. Very cool. Oh, these are my favorite. Moonstruck coffee, or chocolate. Good night. Dark chocolate, blueberry, and passion fruit. Moonstruck. And I inhaled my own saliva. Moonstruck is out of Portland, Oregon. I am a native Oregonian. So that's pretty fun. I don't know that Authentic Books is out of Oregon though. And then I love this. Here is this is one of my favorite things they've started doing. They put this little seal. So this is a face mask. I'm pretty sure. Illuminating sheet mask, yeah. So and then they put this little seal on it that just pops right off. So it doesn't hurt your book or anything. Look at that. And then it just leaves a little residue behind, which I can get off. No big deal. So that, and then we have the book, The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. Okay, I'm gonna read the back of this because I've seen this around and I don't know much about it. So, two wolf shifters agree to be fake mates but unexpectedly find something real in this steamy paranormal romantic comedy by Lana Ferguson, author of The Nanny. Mackenzie Carter has had some very bad dates lately. In fact, she hasn't had a successful date in months. She's only a year out of residency, and her grandmother's obsession with her finding the perfect mate to settle down with threatens to drive her barking mad. Out of options, she feels like it's a small thing to tell her grandmother that she's met someone. That is until she blurts out the name of the last man she would ever date, Noah Tyler, the big bad wolf of Denver General. Noah Taylor, interventional cardiologist and all-around grump, has spent his entire life hiding what he is. With outdated stigmas still surrounding unmated alphas, Noah has been careful to keep his designation under wraps. It worked for years, until an anonymous tip brings everything to light. Noah is left with two choices: come clean to the board and risk his career, or find himself a mate. The chatty, overly friendly ER doctor asks him to be her fake boyfriend on the same day he's called to meet the board. Has to be kismet, right? Mackenzie will keep her grandmother off her back, and Noah will get a chance to prove he can continue to work without a real mate, a mutually beneficial business transaction. They both rationalize. But when the fake mate act turns into a very real friends with benefits arrangement, lines start to blur, and they quickly realize love is a whole different kind of animal. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah. There we go. The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. Cool. I am a part of a book club, and this was a suggestion for what to read next in our book club. So maybe it'll get picked. Maybe not. Anyway, that's that. I just finished Flawless by Elsie Silver, and you guys, I loved this so much. If you watched my March TBR video, you know that I started with Heartless and moved through the series that way, and I never picked up Flawless. And I also always have said that Heartless is my favorite. Heartless is my favorite. It still stands as my favorite, but Flawless comes in at a very close tie. I loved this book. I thought it was so good. 4 stars for sure. 4 stars for this one. I think Rhett, the way he loves Summer, is so cute. The way they make each other better, the way they decide to be better, not just for each other, but for themselves. I just love that. I do love a bull rider also. Very handsome, very sexy. I do like a bull rider. So I like bull riders more than hockey players. And that might be why I liked Theo and Winter's story and Cade and Willa's story, and now Rhett and Summer's stories more than Jasper and Sloane. I had to think of her name. Anyway, yeah, this is very good. I'm very happy I read it. 4 stars for Flawless. Hey guys, so I just finished Stardust by Neil Gaiman today. I thought this was really good. It was solid 3 stars. In an interesting turn of events, though, I actually prefer the movie adaptation over the book. There were a few things in the book that were almost a little too descriptive that was not in the movie. And since this is kind of a youngish reader type of, maybe middle grade type of book, it was a little, I don't know how I felt about it. So 3 stars, perfectly average, perfectly good. Didn't rock my world the way I was hoping it would, but I'm also not mad at it. I'm not disappointed at all. And I would recommend, if you have seen the movie but not read the book, pick up the book. And if you've read the book but haven't seen the movie, pick up the movie. Hey, I just finished The Night and Its Moon. This is by Piper CJ. We follow 2 young girls who meet in an orphanage, and one, Knox, takes care of the other, Amaris. They're both different. They don't really know why they're different, but just that they are. And that the nuns in the orphanage, they care for them different. This orphanage is unlike most other orphanages. It's like a child mill. So they sell the kids out to other places. But these 2 girls have been held on to because they're different. So we don't know why they're different until far later in the book, but this was so good. This is a book about them being separated and then finding their way back to each other. This is the first one, and I think 4. It's a phenomenal, it's a great read. Phenomenal is like 5-star and beyond for me, but it's a great read. It's really, really good. I rated this 4 stars. I think for the beginning of a series, it's solid. The ending left us in a great setup for the next novel, which is going to be different. And I know that won't be terribly repetitive because of the way that it ended. It introduced something completely different into the story, but had been previously kind of talked about. So great book, highly recommended. It's incredibly gripping, like it draws you in. There are a few difficult themes in this. It's not overly descriptive. They're kind of zoomed out views of some difficult themes. So check the trigger warnings just in case there's something in there that you're sensitive to. But otherwise, great book. Highly recommend. And I can't wait to get to the second one. What? I just finished Guardians of the West, The Malorian, book 1. Unfreaking believable. It was so good. And it left me on a cliffhanger. But I'm not going to go straight into the second one. I'm not. I have some other things I need to do first. Some other books I need to read. 4 stars. So good. If you guys haven't read any of David Eddings' books, do it. They're just so good. And they're wholesome, and they're magical, and they're fantastical. They're just wonderful. Just all of the full book, like words. That's what they are. We're going to talk about the last book in my March TBR. It is One Dark Window, and it was so good. So good, you guys. Not 5 stars for me because that's like, I don't know, that's up here. And I've read fantasies that I've liked more, but this was still very, very good. This is a solid 4-star read for me, which I feel like is the average rating that I've given most of the books on this TBR. But I thought that the main character, Elspeth, was such a complex character. The way that the monster is written, where it goes, where it comes from, all of these things it's just really interesting. I thought the magic system was really interesting. The idea of the cards took me a minute to catch on to. I wasn't fully realizing what those were until about, honestly, halfway through the book. I don't know if that's just reader error or it was designed that way. If you have experience with that, let me know, because I could have just not been paying good enough attention, maybe. I don't know. I thought Raven was a delightfully abrupt but caring character. Like, I just don't want to give it anything away. The cliffhanger that this left on, though, whoa. Whoa, I'm going to have to put 2 Twisted Crowns on my TBR very, very soon so that I can, like, figure out what's going on. But very good. Well done, Rachel Gillig. Well done. 4 stars for One Dark Window. And that's a wrap for March. That's it. I am so pleased with how this turned out. I just am better at giving my thoughts directly in the moment instead of waiting until the end of the month to try to pull past thoughts together. Honestly, there are times where I don't even remember what I've read. So Twisted Love, if I would have waited till the end of the month to tell you about that book, it didn't leave that big of an impression on me, honestly. And I really wanted to like it because there was so much hype around it. But that particular book, those particular characters, that particular storyline just didn't really do it for me. I still have Twisted Games on my potential list of reads. So anyway, thanks for hanging around. Thanks for getting through this video with me. If you read any of these books and have strong opinions about them, or you want to read any of these books and want to know more about them, let me know down below. Otherwise, engage with the video, like, subscribe, do all those things. I'd love to see you back around here. I'd love to grow this community of people who just like to talk about books the way I like to talk about books, which is a lot. And in my real life, my everyday life, there's really only one book that I talk about the most, and it's the Bible. So, which isn't bad. It just is. So if anybody wants to talk about that book too, I'm happy to do that too, because it's like my favorite book in the whole world. So anyway, I hope you have the best day. I hope it is truly blessed. And as you go into this Easter weekend, oh, my dog is whining. It's very rainy outside. I should go get her. I'm going to go get my dog. Bye.